Hi, welcome to the Tryforce podcast, where we talk about video games, we talk about movies, anime now, apparently.
Yeah, we're fucking multimedia at this point.
That alone is going to get us copyright.
Watch the show.
No.
It's the Tryforce.
Yada yada. They came back for another podcast. How do we feel about that?
Ooh, yes.
Yes,
baby.
Woo.
It's another Jojo's Bizzarre evening.
Oh, nice. Oh, man.
Ooh.
God, this is the perfect turn to my day. I can't wait to talk some Joj.
I have been listening to the Jojo soundtrack this entire day, and it just is so good. Like, I made a joke about it last podcast, but, like, really, it's such a fun soundtrack to listen to. It's just, It gets in your head, man. Like, I just, when I'm working at my, I was about to say when I'm working at work, and I'm like, what the fuck kind of sentence is that? So
Who works at work, dude? That's ridiculous.
Obviously not me. I play Final Fantasy. But, like, when I'm working, I'll just kind of, like, start humming to myself sometimes.
Yeah. Oh my god. The JoJo openings, the endings, but like the character theme music is so cool, and it changes with each character, and it changes with each like vibe. Like Jonathan's music was very like up and orchestral and like big, and it like fit his like, kind of English gentleman persona. And Joseph's was all jazz, like
because he was a street rat in New York. Like, just, I love that. Love that, man.
And I think that Jotaro has that kind of, like, very delinquent Japanese vibe, so it's just, like, very driving guitar, and, but also that kind of, like, very whimsical, like, even it has almost that gong effect at the end.
Yeah.
And it's, God, it's so cool. Jojo's so great, so.
Yeah, he really is.
God, we left the Stardust Crusaders in a, I don't even know why it's actually called that. I guess it's because it's Star Platinum, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's
really the only reason.
Huh, that's a good question.
I don't think they ever, like, refer to themselves as the Stardust Crusaders. Like, and, like, Dio doesn't even, like, nickname them the Stardust Crusaders or anything like that.
I mean, to be fair, like, in Part 4, they've never said Diamond is unbreakable. So.
And I guess they never said battle tendency in the second part. Right? So I know what you mean, I guess, but like a lot of people refer to the group of heroes of, Jotaro, Joseph, Kakyoin, Avdol, and Polnareff with some later additions that we might run into.
Yes.
They refer to them as the Stardust Crusaders.
Right, right.
So I guess for sake of ease, we left the Stardust Crusaders in a bit of an interesting situation. They got attacked by Wheel of Fortune, who is just a car. Just a dang car, man.
Just a four-wheeled menace. And I just, you know what? Like, I'm okay with that. I'm really, really okay with that.
Yeah. And so, as I stated last time, a major villain just starts to get herself involved in the process, in the means of trying to deal with the Crusaders in the form of Enya the Hag.
Ooh, yeah.
I wanna quiz you real fast. Were you a Power Rangers kid by any chance?
A Power Rangers kid, kinda. Like, I watched Dino Rangers. I watched Dino Rangers. Like,
oh, of course you did. I love that. No, but there was a character in the first season, and she was the villain, and her name was Rita Repulsa, and she had a very like Frieza voice. She was like, something like that. You remember that character?
I remember that character like the back of my hand, because I literally had the thought when I was a kid, like, that's just Frieza. What are you talking? Like, why is Frieza in Power Rangers?
Right, 100%. So
but then I realized Power Rangers came out way before Dragon Ball, and I was like, uh-oh.
True. And so Enya gives me very Rita Repulsa vibes.
Yeah.
She's just been, like, hanging out near Dio, telling him that he's the greatest that's ever lived and that he's gonna rule the world.
Yeah, and she's the trademark hag of the series. Like, it's just...
Yeah, they really gave her that. They really did her like that. Her name is Enya the Hag. Like, you really... Wow.
It's a role. Okay. It's like a role in the squad. Like, it's... I mean, every squad has a hag.
Just a creepy witch that's going to amplify your powers.
Absolutely.
And Enya is deciding to get involved, and that's like the first time that kind of like Dio's inner circle is getting involved in trying to deal with the Crusaders. So that's where we start off on episode 14, Justice Part 1. But before we launch in, is there any sort of pre-game thoughts before we get in here?
I mean, I'm very, very excited to talk about this because this is some of my favorite stretches of anime in general. Like, it's just so over. I remember having the thought of watching this stretch of episodes of, okay, I get it. I get JoJo. I understand why people like this show. And I remember specifically listening to my friend Rob try to explain JoJo to me way before I had an interest in it. And I'm like, what the HE double fuck are you talking about?
Absolutely.
I'm like, what could this possibly mean? Like, you ever watch that episode of SpongeBob where Sandy was acting really stupid and the guys were just like, I think he's trying to communicate with us. Like, I think that's what I felt like listening to a description of JoJo beforehand.
True.
And then I watched it and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes perfect sense in the universe. But then you step outside of yourself again. You're like, this is batshit crazy. Like, this is where I really started to love JoJo, and this is where it really picked up for me. Right.
Yeah, I totally agree. As I stated, I will fucking stand Stardust Crusaders till the day I die. But a character who has been around for a good majority of this story, ever since we got onto the boat in the Deep Blue Moon episode, Anne is this little girl that keeps following around the Stardust Crusaders.
She really does.
She's pulling some Hayden Christensen and Jumper type shit, finding her ways, geographically impossibly following the Joestars.
Honestly.
And so, thankfully, I can say, Cold, I'm just going to read the first you know how I love a good first sentence.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to give you this first sentence in context, because they just decided at this point in this episode that, Justice Part 1. Joseph convinces Anne to return to her home in Hong Kong.
Okay, cool. Sick.
It's like, peace. Go live your life. Stop
and Joseph basically is just like, I'll give you like $50 to just fuck off. I love Joseph Joestar so much.
Here's train fare. Stop fucking with the mission. All right.
You have literally no idea what you're getting. Like, no earthly idea what you're getting into. So just go. Like,
my grandson was almost drowned by a village person because of you. I can't stand you. Get out of here.
I cannot. Please, and I cannot stress this enough. Fuck off.
Yeah. So. But, like, you know, it doesn't mean that they're on the up and up, because the Joestar group then stops in a nearby town enshrouded in fog when the group comes across a body lying on the street riddled with bloodless holes.
Ooh,
Yeah, fucking weird. They suspect a stand user is involved. Feeling as though they should leave the town, Joseph jumps towards what he believes to be their car, only to narrowly avoid being impaled by a spiked gate.
Yeah, he does.
Joseph just jumping towards what he believes to be their car. I don't know why you would jump towards a car, parked or in motion at all.
I mean, Joseph and cars do have an interesting history. You know what I mean?
No, good for you. No, good for you. No, man, good for you. That was good. That was good. That was really good.
These are the jokes, people. Thanks so much for listening.
I'm legitimately refreshed. Like, something inside me hit the refresh button, and I was like, oh, man, it's been so long. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's good. We're done with this bit. That's too good. Enya, claiming to be an innocent old woman, leads them to a nearby hotel that she claims to own. Whole Horse showed up at the hotel, having tracked the Joestar group. So here's another one of our dear antagonists.
Oh, yeah.
In the form of Whole Horse.
You know, do you know who Whole Horse reminds me of, like, role-wise in the show? Do you know the two stupid fucking robots that follow Dr. Eggman around?
Scrap and Grounder? Yeah.
Like, he definitely feels like both of them combined.
Yeah. If he even remotely had to confront Dio, he would fold like a lawn chair. It
Absolutely.
would be unbelievable.
He has confronted Dio and folded like a lawn chair.
Makes sense. So he's at the hotel now. So, however, Enya takes revenge on Whole Horse for abandoning Jay Guile and attacks his wrists with scissors before using her stand Justice, which, so fucking cool, takes the form of the fog itself around the city.
That's so fucking cool. And not only that, but how scary it is that this stand can affect you. Can I explain what happens with this stand?
Yes, please.
So, essentially what happens is this stand will attack through open wounds. It doesn't matter how deep the wound. It can literally be as deep as, like, you picked your skin and it exposed the inner layer of your skin. That's enough. It will infect you, and it put holes in you, and all of your blood will leave your fucking body.
Yeah, and it like kind of uses the hole to control you.
Yeah, it uses the hole to control you and basically make you a puppet. Like, it's a puppet master thing. It's so
cool.
Fucking cool, dude.
It's a great stand. It's like a stand powerful enough for a character like Enya, who we've seen kind of be this yes woman to Dio this entire time.
Yeah.
And she's the mother of Jay Guile, because they both have those weird double right hands.
Yeah.
And so Whole Horse, he did kill Muhammad Abdal, but Polnareff killed Jay Guile. So obviously Enya as a mother was not chilling with that. Justice then enters Whole Horse's wound to make Whole Horse shoot his stand, the Emperor, which, if you didn't catch the last episode for whatever reason, takes the form of a gun, obviously.
For his neutral B, Whole Horse has a gun.
Whole Horse, that's a real Colt 45, let me tell you.
Whole Horse for Smash.
I know you heard my joke. I didn't hear your joke. What was
No,
that?
I said for his neutral B, Whole Horse wields a gun.
You did that one last time.
I did? Fuck!
Yeah, so fucking holy crap. Enya then sets her sights on her next target, Polnareff, who has become separated from others. Hold on. Don't let me go. Justice Part 2. Enya tries to hide Whole Horse's body from Polnareff. Whole Horse, who is still alive, alerts Polnareff that Enya is about to attack him. Enya uses her fog to control the dead civilians of the village like zombies and chase Polnareff, who retreats into, let me say it with me now, a bathroom.
Oh, the latrine. Oh my god, this man. Absolutely. You would think I would exclusively shit in the woods if I was Polnareff. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, never again. Never another bathroom.
I would share my bathing habits with bears.
Just jump into the lake.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, like you said, puppet master shit, but she does it on the whole fucking village. She killed the entire village and made them zombies.
Yeah.
Which is fucking crazy, because they show up and they're like, why isn't there anyone out here? Like, why isn't there any people around?
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention that this village was totally fucking abandoned, and all there was this ghostly fog. So it's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, and I can't remember which one says it, but they're like, oh, it's probably because of the fog.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's a totally normal reason for no one to be in a major city.
You know, I want to say it was Polnareff, but at the same time, Joseph would absolutely be stupid enough to say that.
Absolutely.
There's I can hear it in Joseph's voice. Like, it's just, oh man, he's my favorite, but man, is he not intelligent.
Polnareff, yeah, not a brain surgeon. By any
No.
means.
Definitely not winning any scholarships.
Polnareff is hit by a surprise attack through the bathroom door's keyhole.
Yeah, he is.
Allowing Justice to take control of his tongue and forces him to lick the toilet in humiliation.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, I remember this one.
It's a gross scene, but it was fucking hilarious to watch Kakyoin walk in on. Oh, was it Abdul, I think, that walked in?
Yeah, I believe. No, Abdul's dead.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so it was Kakyoin. 100% Kakyoin.
Almost certain.
Yeah.
Enya is interrupted by Jotaro, who suspected something was amiss when she refers to him by his real name after they all used fake names while signing into the hotel ledger.
Yeah, that was cool.
What a fucking misstep
on
Enya's part.
Dude,
Whew.
it happens, man. And like I would imagine like the nerves got to her like really, really bad. But like that's so smart of them. That is so smart of them to do.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, so now the jig is up. Now Enya is attacking Jotaro. She inflicts a wound on Jotaro's leg, but Star Platinum, holy shit, inhales Justice's fog-like form, suffocating Enya until she passes out.
Yeah.
Bro.
Can you imagine, like, a man strong enough to literally breathe his enemies to death?
Yeah, don't want to have Star Platinum in the Scythe Circle. Don't want that for sure. Damn. I mean, to just inhale an enemy is it's just insane.
It's unbelievable. I mean, you know, Kirby's been doing it for years, but it's fine. Like,
you know, yeah, I get it. Kirby's an adorable little pink creature. This is a 17-year-old kid. Like,
this is a little different.
The best thing is if someone was like, "What's your favorite Jojo? Like, what's your favorite like Jojo fight?" And it's like, probably the time where Jotaro just fucking huffed that one.
Yeah, right. Oh man, he really did just fucking. Again, just breathe to death. I can't believe that shit. That's
Suffocating
ridiculous.
Enya until she passes out, so she is not dead, but definitely deprives her brain of oxygen.
Yeah.
Crazy. Leaving the hotel, the village is revealed to instead be a cemetery.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So cool. So cool.
Yeah.
And Jotaro suggests that they take Enya with them to learn more about Dio. However, before they can escape, Whole Horse hijacks their car, stealing it, but not before advising the group to kill Enya while they still can.
I love Whole Horse and hate him at the same time for this very reason. Like, I know he's supposed to be this, you know, like, unfailingly selfish character. But
Yeah, like a Western cowboy, like...
But, like, the danger is leaving the village. Like, just go. Just let him have the car. Let him take the danger as far away as fucking possible. What are you talking about?
I mean, I guess he does still work for Dio. Like, I mean, like, I think he's just kind of trying to get, like, Employee of the Month. Like, I mean, like, he's like, hey,
I don't
Guile,
think so.
Dead. Hey, Enya, dead. Me, still alive. How you doing, Whole Horse? Like... You know what I mean?
Man. He walking into Dio's office like, so if you look over my resume,
Per my last email,
all of your other employees are dead, and I should get this by default. And
you're the guy
Dio's
with
like,
the gun, right?
yeah. No, employee of the month is me. Just Dio.
Employee of the month is Dio. All right, episode 16, The Lovers, part 1.
Yeah.
And now traveling by, holy shit, forgot about this one, horse and carriage.
Yeah. They're straight up Oregon trailing it across. Could you imagine the sight that these poor innocent villagers must have of these 4 fucking morons just rolling into town on horse and buggy? Like, oh my god.
Everyone knows horse and carriages go famously well in the Joestar's universe and family line.
Total. It's not like the entire series was started by one of those things.
The Joestar group stopped by a kebab shop in Karachi. The store owner, Steely Dan. Oh man,
God,
this
I
guy,
love this.
bro. implants Dio's flesh bud in Inyaba's body with his microscopic stand, the Lovers, to keep her from revealing the truth about Dio's stand, killing Inyaba in the process.
Oh my! Oh yeah, I forgot about that. She dies here.
Yeah, they literally scanners Inyaba and just basically blow her head, like insofar as like destroying her brain so as to not fucking snitch on Dio's stand, which we still don't know.
Yeah, we still don't know.
We still don't know. But the Lovers, yeah, fucking holy crap. So this stand is very small. That's the deal. It
absolutely micro.
Teeny tiny. And as a result, it can do stuff like this. The Lovers then enters Joseph's brain.
Yeah, it sure fucking does.
Where it causes any pain inflicted on Steely Dan to be amplified and sent to Joseph. It also begins... Yeah, fucking... I love a good hammer and anvil. That's a great trope. I love that.
I mean, I literally just went through this with my D&D campaign, so like, just fucking... Oh, man. This annoyed me. This really, really annoyed me, because I just... Oh, God, it's such a good stand. It's such a good way to use it, too.
It also begins to implant a flesh bud that will kill Joseph in 10 minutes. So, time constraint.
Oh, yeah.
However angry, Jotaro restrains himself as he caters to Steely Dan's whims to prevent Joseph from being hurt. This man is a fucker, bro.
Yeah.
Steely Dan's a piece of shit. Because now he's basically extorting the fact that he could kill his grandfather at any time.
And he just, like, because he knows Jotaro is this, like, this really, like, stubborn and, like, no pun intended, steely character. And, like, he's just this very, like, hard to push around figure. And he's like, well, now I'm just going to flex on you because I can. And why wouldn't I? That's ridiculous. Like, I have you in this position. I'm going to make the most out of it. This is hilarious.
100%. And it's not like he can just give him the Orara because that would kill Joseph.
Exactly.
Yeah. However, Joseph, to his credit, always manages to think on his feet, that guy. Uses Hermit Purple to make a spirit photo showing the inside of his brain, allowing Kakyoin and Polnareff to shrink down their stands, which is apparently something they can do.
And never do again, by the way.
For no reason should Silver Chariot not have gone up inside Dio's brain and turned it into fucking prosciutto, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I have thoughts about that.
If fucking Hierophant Green could do that, literally none of the stand users should have been a threat.
No oxygen for your brain, sir.
Exactly, that's it.
To shrink down the stands, to enter his body and locate the Lovers to save his life, leading us into episode 17, Lovers Part 2. In Joseph's brain, meanwhile,
back at the ranch.
Meanwhile, inside Joseph Joestar's fucking skull, the Lovers uses Joseph's brain cells to disguise himself as Hierophant Green, and then make several clones of himself, leaving Kakyoin and Polnareff unable to determine which one is the real stand. Fucking what? It accessed his memory to appear like Hierophant Green.
That's fucking insane. Like, how do you just...
Damn.
How do you do that? And, like, you just can't indiscriminately swing inside Joseph's brain.
It's Joseph's brain.
It's the brain. It's the one part of the body you really can't fucking afford to do that. So it's just like, again, this stand is so fucking smart and so useful. And, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, this is an example of, like, why I love the stands in Part 3, because as much as I adore Part 4, you know, I love Part 4, I love Part 5, but man, do the stands get way more specific and way more weird.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just, like, not only that, but they're not using them right at all in any of these things.
Not in any of them.
Does Josuke wants to get rich. Do you think he can't start a fucking maintenance business? Like, Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Magic maintenance.
Magic
Invite
maintenance.
a 17-year-old into your apartment and suddenly your sink is fixed.
Exactly. You know what? It works, man. It works. So it's just one of those things where it's just these are where the practicality of the stands really comes through. And this episode in particular was so fucking good, dude.
Yeah. So we've got like kind of that weird copycat situation going on. Meanwhile, Jotaro is humiliated, beaten, and even forced to steal from a jewelry store by Steely Dan. All the while,
Ironic.
Jotaro makes notes so that he can make Steely Dan pay back for every indiscretion later.
Oh, yeah. He's like writing it down in a notebook.
He's like,
That's my
okay,
favorite.
Made me a bridge. All right.
It was so fucking funny. Every time he's writing in this book, he's just like, this is something I'm going to kick your ass for. This is something I'm going to kick your ass for. Okay, sounds good.
That's another 7 pages. Okay.
What if, like, every time we hung out, like, anytime you did something, I just mysteriously wrote it in a book?
I think I'd let it steady rock for like maybe like a week, and then I'd be like, "What are you doing, man? What are you doing over there?" And if you replied with, "Oh, I'm just taking notes of everything I'm going to beat you for," God.
Oh, man.
In Joseph's brain, Hierophant Green finds and attacks the real lovers with its tentacles and forces the lovers out of Joseph's body with an emerald splash, giving Joseph the opportunity to destroy the flesh blood in his brain with a little bit of that.
Yes, that's where we get the last bit of hormone of the series.
No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong, because he does attempt to use it against Dio. I said this last time. He does attempt.
Yeah, okay.
He does attempt to use it against Dio because he's like, vampire.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So, he's the only one left. So, yeah, destroy the flesh blood in his brain with Hamon. Realizing he has been defeated, Steely Dan, and if I might pause a second, this is one of the first cases that we run into in JoJo. Aside from Enya, if you heard me say Enyaba last I was describing, that is the Americanized name.
Yeah.
Because the copyright laws, very famously in JoJo, lead to, in the American versions that you'll find on Netflix, Hulu, all of that jazz, even like Crunchyroll, they will have in your English dubs or subs certain copyright changes for the names. So Enya, which is a band, is changed to Enyaba, and Steely Dan is fantastically known as Dan of Steel in the
Dan
English
of
dub.
Steel. Oh god, it's so good.
And in the English dub too, they'll obviously use the names that they need to use. And like you'll hear the characters if you listen to the Japanese audio that they'll say, stuff like Josuke will say Crazy Diamond. He's not saying Shining Diamond. And so there's a line, the way it does it in the English dub is hysterical because I believe it's Matt Mercer talking to Matt Mercer. It's Jotaro and fucking Steely Dan, and he says, "You can call me Dan of Steel." I hate it. I hate it, bro. I hate it.
Matt Mercer was fucking hyped to record that line. He's just like, this is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever had to read, and I could not be more excited.
Realizing he has been defeated, Steely Dan tries to divert Jotaro's attention so that the lovers can enter him instead, but the lovers is quickly spotted and caught by Star Platinum. In desperation, Steely Dan tries to have the lovers enter a young girl's ear, but is stopped by a Hierophant green tentacle, which was attached to the lover's leg before it escaped Joseph's brain. This stops Steely Dan's movements completely, allowing Star Platinum to pummel Steely Dan as revenge for everything he put Jotaro through.
Turn that man into chunky salsa. Like, it was ridiculous.
And I think, of the many, Colton... Of the many, this is one of the coolest Jotaro beatdowns.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Steely Dan tries to get out of it. He tries to talk his way out of it. and it goes on for a while. You know that Jotaro really wants to beat a motherfucker's ass when it goes on for like another 3 or 4 rounds of Ora. Like,
Oh yeah, for real. Like this,
he's like, oh, he's taking his time with this one.
like you get to the resolution of the episode and you find out you still have 5 minutes left, and it's just like, oh,
It's all Ora, all of it.
he's going down that book letter by letter, and
that's the thing, yeah.
I love it. It's the level of petty that Jotaro Kujo is what I aspire to be on a daily basis. I want that for me.
Yeah, you're right, because I love it, because he takes the end of the notebook, signs it, rips off the paper, and says, here's your receipt, and he throws it, and it just like,
yes,
fucking, it swings through the air, and then it like
so good.
that stuff at the end that they play, and then the gong, the boosh, that just like it stops and it just says Jotaro Kujo on it.
Yeah, oh,
Hell
so
yeah, bro.
good.
Hell yes. Okay, episode 18, The Sun. This is a weird ass episode.
Yeah, it is.
The Joestar group ride through the Arabian desert on camels. Okay. A long while later, they realize that the sun is still in the sky, even though it is 8 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
Very
Oh yeah. Because like they were trying to figure out, like they were going through the desert, and they're like, shouldn't this fucking, like, we've been going for literally hours. There's no way the sun can be up right now. And what's crazy is that the rest of the sky, if you notice, is completely dark.
Yeah, it's so weird. I love this stand. With the temperature rapidly increasing, the group realizes that what they thought was the sun was actually a stand called the sun.
Great. I love a stand that's right to the point. I love a stand that is directly to the fucking point.
Like, it's just called the sun.
I mean, what? To be fair, what the fuck else are you gonna call it?
I get it. Kakyoin attempts to judge the distance of the sun with Hierophant. Green becomes under attack, which also then ruins their water supply.
Yeah,
Star Platinum digs a hole into the ground to give them shade. Kakyoin finding a rock in the middle of the desert is a mirror image of another, but not before, not quite before, all the boys start to go a little crazy.
They go a little cuckoo bananas.
Yo, it's one of the craziest scenes in JoJo because everyone's just pissing themselves laughing. Like,
it's really funny. Like, I saw a meme where it was like, it was this really dumb, like, you know the meme of like Mike Wazowski with 2 eyes just like looking at the camera.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it was that, and then it was a meme of Mike Wazowski fucking dying, pissing himself laughing, and it's all 4 of them with just fucking with all their hats and everything, and it's just like when you see 2 rocks that look identical.
Oh my lord. The niche memes out here.
Oh, so fucking funny. And they're doing what you, me, and Marlon would do in a situation where we just had nothing else to do, is just laugh at random ass shit.
Yep. Kakyoin finds a rock in the middle of the desert, which is a mirror image of another. When Jotaro uses Star Platinum to throw a rock in its direction, a crack seemingly appears in the sky. Fucking crazy. The sun is defeated.
I was taking a drink of coffee, but man, that fucked me up. I was like, oh shit. So this is like, it's not really like a whole sun. It's really just like a dome that they put over the boys.
Almost like it's like almost like a geological stand. Like it's like no, it's not the right word, but like a geographic stand. Like it takes over a certain area.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Very much like Justice, right? Like something that can cover a very wide area. The group walk over to the crack to find the sun's user, Fats Domino, knocked out cold.
Oh, yes!
In a mirrored blind where he had been hiding. So that's it for the sun episode. It was just a filler episode, just a little thing.
Yeah, someone find your thrill on that sand hill. Thank you. Thank you, 50-year-old man that got that joke.
So now, this leads to, God, my fucking favorite 2 episodes of part 3. I'll honestly say, aside from Dio's World, obviously, we are hitting episode 19, a little thing called Death 13.
Oh, fuck, dude.
The Death 13
love
episodes.
this episode. Oh. I will go on record and say this, by far, is my favorite stand design. It's so fucking cool. It is the scariest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. Oh my god.
I think that, like, it's definitely one of the most threatening looking stands. Because a lot of the stands look like goofy. Like, they look goofy as fuck. But, like, this is like
but to be fair, if I saw any of them, if I saw any of the stands in real life, I'd be gone. I would be like down the street. I'd be out of there.
I'd prefer seeing not Death 13. Like,
yeah, no. If I had to see any of them, this is the last on the list because this is like I have a fear of clowns, man, and like that can't be chasing me. That can't be doing it. I just no. I would just find the nearest object to end my own life. I would just be like, no, I don't want what's on the other side of that. I'm okay.
Exactly. So, Kakyoin dreams that he is in a deserted amusement park with a dog, which is, killed when the stand...
Oh, Iraqi.
when the stand Death 13 attacks. After Polnareff wakes him up after he was screaming, Kakyoin has no recollection over the cut on his hand. So that's a hysterical part of Jojo. It's just Kakyoin screaming and Polnareff going, "Wake up!" Like, it's like, dude, are you good? Like, so yeah, you never get like one of those like bruises when you're like, how the fuck did I do this to myself? Like,
oh, dude, all the fucking time.
Yeah, so that's pretty much Kakyoin, but with like a deep ass cut on his hand, like a big one.
I've never woken up with that kind of a fucking cut on my person when I woke up, but I did wake up one time with a cut on my face, which was crazy.
What?
Yeah. So apparently, I went to bed in my bed, and I woke up on the floor.
Oh.
And I had fallen out of bed, and I must have hit my face on my nightstand because I had a scratch all the way down my face. And I woke up and I didn't know, so I just thought I fell out of bed. I was like, whatever. So I got up and I went to the bathroom, and I did that thing that Kakyoin was doing when he saw the cut, where I was just like, what the fuck happened here?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I was like, how did this happen? And then I had to explain to my parents that I didn't know what happened to me, and they just were like, what? How do you not remember that?
What do you mean?
What do you mean you don't know? It was just like, oh my god, yeah, that was a fun time.
All right.
So
Yeah. That's exactly what's happening here. And like he doesn't even know what's going on yet, really. So Kakyoin gets a sense of familiarity when he sees the dog he saw in his dreams killed in the same manner in the real world. So crazy. Later, Joseph reluctantly agrees to fly a sick baby called Mannish Boy. Of all the music references, this one's really funny.
This one's fucking crazy.
This one's really funny. Like
there are so many song titles with the name Baby in it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, for sure. But no, Mannish Boy, bro.
Mannish Boy is the one, huh?
Or Manishu Boy in the English dub. To the hospital in a light plane that he purchased. So it's like this like destitute mother, and she's like, please sir, like, please could you, my baby is sick, like, could you please like get him to the hospital? And he's like, yeah, I guess I'm kind of really doing this thing right now, but he's a baby, so, like, sure, I got it.
Yeah.
And it does, one of my favorite tropes is the mother is like, oh my god, thank you so much, whatever. The plane takes off, and then it just zooms in, and it's just the bottom half of her face, and she just smiles. Oh my god. A great trope. A 10 out of 10 trope.
It is a fun trope, but I also just think of how stupid the party is, like how stupid to a fault they are, because it's just like, you know, if this even was the first stand user they came in contact with, I would have still been wary. It's just like, Dio, the ultimate evil, going to no lengths to no expenses spared to stop us.
No.
You know, suddenly out of nowhere, there's a sick baby and a plane very conveniently around each other. Oh, I wonder what bringing this extra passenger on board could possibly do for our journey.
Hey man, it's your boy Joseph Joestar. I don't know what you're talking about over here.
It is that's true. I mean, Joseph is definitely the biggest danger. Well, he's not flying the plane, so it's fine. But like,
that's not true.
Not yet. Anyway.
While in flight, both Kakyoin and Polnareff fall asleep and find themselves at the same amusement park dream. They are then both attacked by Death 13, but find that they cannot summon their stands to fight back.
Polnareff did the thing where, like, I have actually seen you in a dream at one point, and I just was like, oh, sick, we're in the same fucking dream. Shit, dude. Polnareff did the same thing, and I love that.
Yeah, he's like, what's with the dead dog?
Polnareff.
And he's like, I guess this is a dream, right? He makes like a comment about it. He's like, I guess weird shit happens.
Oh, God, I love him.
All right. Before Death 13 lands a mortal blow on Polnareff, Joseph wakes him up, leaving Kakyoin in the dream. Meanwhile, Kakyoin thrashes about in his sleep and causes Joseph to crash the plane for the third time in his life.
Yep. These 0 for 3 on planes. Like
the second time in a month.
Yeah. Joseph, please.
Meanwhile, Kakyoin thrashes about in his sleep, causing Joseph to crash the plane. As the team sets up camp, Kakyoin sees that he has cut the words, quote-unquote, baby stand into his arm during the dream, realizing that the baby is the stand user, but is unsuccessful in convincing the others.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they're so apprehensive to believe him after all of the shit that they've seen.
Dude,
I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, there was a monkey that had a stand that was a freight ship. Dude, what do you mean you don't believe him?
You don't believe that this baby could possibly be doing this?
Oh, God. I was
so
like
funny.
sitting there the whole time. I'm like, you ever see that meme where it's just like, you dense motherfucker?
yeah. 100%.
Oh, that was me the whole time. I'm like, come on. This is the most believable stand that I have heard since the series started.
Right. It's really it's funny because like this is a well-known meme of Kakyoin like being like, the baby is the stand user. Like I've seen a lot of like the Pepe Sylvia from fucking It's Always Sunny. I've seen a lot of tinfoil hat memes of him and the baby is the stand user.
Oh yeah.
But it's a good meme because he's like, hey, I think the baby is a stand user, and they're all like, what the fuck do you mean? You're an insane person. What are you an insane person? What are you talking about? The baby's a stand user. Kakyoin, relax, dog. The baby is sick. We're bringing it to the hospital. It's not a stand user. And he's like, look, why would I cut the words baby stand into myself right now if I wasn't totally sure about this? And they still don't believe him.
like Kakyoin, notoriously the smart one of the group.
Right?
Like, what do you mean? Like, if this was Polnareff, I could understand. But it's Kakyoin, the least troublesome person in that group.
Yep, for sure, buddy. For sure.
Oh my god.
Kakuya, so we move on to Death 13 Part 2, with Kakyoin getting, dicked on by a baby this whole time. Kakyoin's suspicions that Manish Boy is a stand user are confirmed after he witnesses Manish Boy skillfully killing a scorpion that crawls into his crib while hiding the evidence. Yeah, so, like...
Oh, man.
He's got that kind of, like, stop snitching motherfucker, like, about him. Like, it's just like, you fucking baby, like, I'm watching you. And so it kills the scorpion because it comes into its crib and it's like, oh, the baby is, like, has its own thoughts and such. And I don't know if it's the baby or the stand, because the stand can, tend to have some sort of degree of sentience. But it's just like, oh, fuck, the scorpion's gonna kill me. Like, I've got to do something. Like,
yeah. Oh, good. Like, I was kind of hoping that that's how he would go out. I was really hoping that he'd go out in some real shitty way. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was what I was hoping for.
After failing to convince everyone yet again that the baby is a stand user, Kakyoin attempts to attack Manish Boy with Hierophant Green, but is knocked out by Polnareff. While they fall asleep, Jotaro, Joseph, and Polnareff all appear in the Dream Amusement Park, where they are all subjected to the whims of Death 13. Oh my god.
Fucking... Oh, God, this is one of the scariest scenes in, like, this show. I would have shit my pants, like, immediately.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
If you're not in operation of a motor vehicle right now, go to Google Images and type in Death 13. Please. Because...
Imagine that flying at you. It can hurt you. It can, like, do whatever it wants to you, but you can't touch it.
Yeah. You even have the special power that, by the rules, should be able to help you, but you don't.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Oh, my God. And the sounds. The little laugh it does every time it comes at you. No.
Oh, man. No, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
No.
It's pretty bad.
That's some fucking it shit. Like, I'm not here for that.
Yeah. It's almost like kind of like a Freddy Krueger. Like, it can, like, attack you in your dreams. Like, it's fucked. It's so good.
I hate it.
It's so good. It's like top 3 stands in part 3 for me. Easy.
And the baby is just the most unsuspecting user of a stand. Like, it's crazy.
Who's gonna suspect a baby?
But I do love that this baby is literally, like, fully developed mentally. Like, It's just ridiculous.
Manish Boy attempts to use the dream world to his advantage and slice Kakyoin and thus Hierophant Green in half, but Kakyoin instead sends his stand into Death 13's ears, forcing Manish Boy to heal Kakyoin's wounds and accept defeat. The next morning, no one recalls what happened in the dream except Kakyoin, who retained his memories as a result of his stand being inside the dream, which is not explained as to how he did that. It just sort of happens. And that's Jojo for you folks. That's
Iraqi forgot.
It's not. I don't even think it's an Iraqi forgot. It's just an Iraqi's like, yeah, this happened. Like
how else were they gonna get out of this?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, this is one of the coolest times that we get Noble Pope, Kakyoin's theme. And like, when Kakyoin solos an enemy, that's when any of them solo their enemy, that's when they get the fucking theme song. And like, this is a great, like, all hope is lost, but then Kakyoin's theme just sort of starts out with that those like slides on the guitar, and it like builds up, and then you got like the horn. Oh my god, so cool. Such a great soundtrack, as you were saying earlier. Such a cool fight, such a cool stand. Death 13, best boy. Kakyoin mixes in. Oh man, I forgot about this.
This is good. This is good. This is some good shit.
Kakyoin mixes Manish Boy's feces into the foods that Joseph later feeds him.
You got that one?
Yeah. Oh boy. As the group crosses into the Red Sea, Joseph makes a detour towards an island to allegedly meet someone important.
Oh, that's just ominous enough to be perfect for this. Oh my God. Why wouldn't Joseph tell? Oh God.
Yeah, he's like, hey, by the way, I know this is to, like, save my daughter or everything, but I have an appointment, so if you'll excuse me.
I can't with the decisions these idiots make this whole time. They're just like, I'm just going to keep this from the group randomly.
Yeah.
Like, why? Why do that?
Especially what we learn as a result of, like, the next set of episodes. Yeah, like, I'm like, dude, come on.
Oh, Joseph, please.
Episode 21, Judgment Part 1. The Joestar group arrive on an island by the Red Sea said to be inhabited by Avdol's father.
Yes.
Alone on the island shore, Polnareff discovers an aged lamp. After he rubs it, a genie named Cameo appears and grants Polnareff 3 wishes, which is something, even in the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure universe, I can't believe I just said. You know?
I know, right?
Polnareff is skeptical until his wish for money causes a treasure chest full of gold coins to appear nearby. Wondering if his wishes can bring people back from the dead, Polnareff wishes that his sister Cherie and Avdol be brought back to life. This is a tough one. Cherie seems to be resurrected, but is revived as a ravenous predator who viciously attacks Polnareff to consume his flesh. Cameo explains that he is actually the stand Judgment, not a genie who can create zombie-like creatures from the earth based on the wisher's desires. The terrified Polnareff tries to use his final wish to wish Cherie away. However, Cameo gloatingly tells Polnareff that he has already used his third wish to revive Avdol. So, zombie sister.
Oh yeah, this was fucked.
That's
this
tough.
was upsetting. Yeah, this was a very hard episode to watch. It just, come on, man. Like, he just got revenge for his sister, and now he's got to do this.
Yeah. Polnareff deserved a lot better. I feel like everyone's
He
like,
did.
oh, haha, Polnareff, comic relief, but like,
Yeah.
nobody else has got skin in the game like Polnareff.
No, they do not.
Like, Joseph and Jotaro, sure, but like, Kakyoin and Avdol are just along for the ride. Like, they don't have much else.
Avdol was just like, this is a favor to Joseph. Like, just
True.
And then Kakyoin is just like, I love Jotaro, so I'm going with him.
True. He's trying to get that Star Platinum.
Absolutely.
Episode 22, Judgment Part 2. In accordance with Polnareff's third wish, Cameo makes a figure of Avdol that joins Cherie in attacking Polnareff, biting off pieces of his flesh as he is unable to use Silver Chariot due to Cameo's interference. So another instance of stand lock, which is what I like to call it, is when they lock you out of using your stand.
I mean, like, what more useful stand to send after fucking stand users? You know what I mean? It's just, that's perfect.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so I am about to drop some very great news. The real Avdol, who had survived his encounter with Hull Horse due to the seemingly fatal bullet only grazing his skull, saves Polnareff from the clay doll versions of himself and Cherie.
Do you remember when I texted you guys about Avdol?
Yes.
I was just like, you fuckers. Both of you fuckers. Like, I was so mad when Avdol died.
Yeah.
And then, like, this happens, and I'm just like, you guys went along with it. You're like, yeah, no, we lost Avdol. You know, it's like, it sucks, man. Sometimes it happens like that.
R.I.P.
JoJo's like that guy. And then I'm just like, oh, man, I miss him. And then he comes back. He's like, yeah, no, we didn't want to say anything. I'm just like, God, fuck it. You guys are good.
Yeah.
You guys are good at that.
Yeah, we were literally quite like we were quite literally what they do. They kind of go along with it. Yeah. So yeah, Cameo is initially too strong for Polnareff and Avdol's stand. I mean, Silver Chariot and Magician's Red, the ones that fought each other in order to join the group, now working side by side. Like, I remember when it does kind of the crossfire hurricane, and then Silver Chariot comes like between the flames to do his like on guard stab.
Oh god, it was so cool, dude.
So cool. Cameo is initially too strong for Polnareff and Avdol's stand, so Avdol then brings out the full strength of Magician's Red against Cameo, effectively dissipating the stand. That's when he does Crossfire Hurricane. Polnareff and Avdol find a piece of bamboo sticking out of the ground, the breathing tube of Cameo's user. Polnareff drops mud, spiders, ants, and flame down the tube to block his breathing. And after both of them urinate into the bamboo, the user is forced to the surface.
This was good. I really liked this. I also, I really didn't like particularly Avdol's character shift, immediately. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like the goofy type, but he really just started perpetuating all of this nonsense right after this, didn't he?
He sure did. He he really did just go for it. I mean,
he was just like, you know what? Right now, I'm just going to be crossing beams with Polnareff. Like, it's just going to happen.
After reuniting with the group, Joseph reveals that he did not bury Avdol, but instead tended to his wounds. Kakyoin and Jotaro explained that they both kept Avdol being alive a secret from Polnareff in order to prevent Dio from finding out. Avdol further reveals that he had disguised himself as his father to purchase a submarine for the group and the rest of their journey. So,
wow.
One of the biggest character death turnarounds in anime, and it leads to one of the most famous Avdol lines, which Polnareff screams out his name. You're Muhammad Avdol, and he goes, "Yes, I am." Oh my god. Yes. I love that man. Love that man. Oh, yeah, no. So, Avdol faked his death in order to make their journey easier because he's a fucking king. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And, as much as I do love Polnareff, he would have spilled the beans on that so fucking fast.
Yeah. I'm gonna, even though I do have a big love for my boy Kakyoin, I'm gonna have to say that Avdol is probably my favorite outer, Stardust Crusader. Love that. Oh, man. Yeah. Love that,
definitely.
Man. All right, buddy. We have made it to episode 23, High Priestess, part 1 and 2. Episode 24.
Oh, shit.
The Joestar group begin their journey beneath the Red Sea via submarine. Along the way, Joseph makes a call to his wife, Suzy Q.
Oh, the best.
And now we see, old Suzy Q for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old Suzy Q is exactly like young Suzy Q, except older.
Yeah.
Just literally the same person.
You can see it in the face, but, she's a older lady, right?
Yeah, well, acting-wise, her demeanor is literally the same.
Right.
And I think it's hilarious.
Joseph is like, yo, I gotta call my wife, bro. We gotta, chill. I need, 15 to call my wife. And they're all like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Do your thing. And he's like, so Suzy has no idea what's going on with Joseph right now. She says, who is unaware of his circumstances. Joseph makes sure that she does not travel to Japan to check on Holly, whose condition apparently continues to worsen due to news from the Speedwagon Foundation.
Oh, man, I love that, man.
Yeah, the Speedwagon Foundation is checking up on Holly, and Holly is not doing so great. Oh boy. No. Kind of can't, I feel like maybe we could have chopped off a little time on the whole, Avdol thing. We could have maybe saved a little bit of time on that by just saying, hey, he's alive.
Maybe, I don't know. I see why they did it, but I also see why they should have fucking just spilled the beans on that a little quicker and maybe picked up the pace.
Right. Just as they approach the Egyptian store, Joseph is suddenly attacked by the High Priestess Stand, who, in very Jojo fashion, has the ability to transform into any mineral substance. For fuck's sake. I completely forgot that was the stand power. It's so great being a fan of JoJo because you're like, oh yeah, fuck, I forgot it was that weird.
Yeah.
It's best.
Because, like, the most of the time they do these things, they never fucking tell you what they do in their entireties.
That's true.
Like, it's just, oh, this thing can, Death 13 can infiltrate your dreams. Did you mention that it can also literally destroy you from your brain inside out? Like,
did it mention that you're stand locked while you're in there? Like,
yeah, like, holy shit, dude.
yeah. Anyway, so like, I think Joseph is like drinking like a mineral water, and it like bites his tongue, and then it becomes part of the ship. It's crazy. As the submarine descends into chaos from the Stand's attacks, it begins to leak and sink. While this is going on, Jotaro answers another call from Suzy Q, who becomes concerned about what she hears. The submarine, now at the bottom of the ocean and running low on oxygen, Jotaro attempts to crush the High Priestess with Star Platinum, but it escapes by transforming into a razor.
Oh, yeah. And oh, God, this thing fucking is a pain in the ass. This is the worst place for a stand like this to show up, by the way.
Mm-hmm. And this episode is the... No, not yet. It's actually in the second part here. So, unable to directly attack the High Priestess, the group attempts to escape the surface while Suzy Q and her butler, Roses, prepare to fly to Japan. And I recently learned, because I looked it up because I was reading these a bit earlier, that Roses is a Guns N' Roses reference, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Funny stuff. Episode 24, High Priestess Part 2. After finding some scuba equipment, Joseph gives everyone a quick lesson on scuba diving before the group prepare to flee the submarine. Joseph is like, hey, we're going to use these hand signals to communicate with each other underwater. This means this means this, and this means this. And it leads to one of the only bro-down moments, besides mourning Avdol's death, between Kakyoin and Polnareff. Polnareff's like, oh, I know some sign language as well. And he does some sign language, and Kakyoin seems to know what he's saying because he says, quote, your underwear is showing, which is apparently what Polnareff was signing, because he goes, yeah! And then they have like a 6-step friendship handshake, like out of nowhere. Like
This is how I feel like you and I became friends.
yeah!
Like, just the day we met, like, we had a thing, and, like, everyone around us was like, have these two, like, is this the first time they're seeing each other? Like, oh, man, I love that. It literally is that. We just did that immediately.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's High Priestess for you. Oh, okay. So, where are we? As they exit the submarine, they discover High Priestess has disguised itself as Polnareff's regulator on his scuba gear and attacks him. So it's pretty cool. They're using their stands to swim, which is pretty sick.
Yeah.
But they have like scuba gear on, and it transformed into the minerals in Polnareff's air regulator in his mouth, which is crazy. Can you even imagine that? Like, fleeing in the deep ocean, and then what's meant to literally save your life bites you on the lip. Like,
that's so fucking crazy.
They all leave safely, and while swimming across some rocks, they find High Priestess has disguised itself as the seabed, attempting to suck them inside its mouth.
Oh yeah, this was fucking cool. It just the giant stone face appears. Oh man.
Yeah. It's crazy, and it's like all like its eyes open, and it's like breaking apart parts of like the reef and stuff. So cool. As the stand's user Midler, obviously a reference to Bette Midler, gloats from the surface, the group attempts to flatter her and appeal to her vanity, but this only serves to anger her further. She then attempts to crush Jotaro between the High Priestess's teeth. Jotaro breaks the teeth with Star Platinum, and the group escape from High Priestess's mouth, reaching the surface, where they find Midler incapacitated and, as a result of Jotaro's attack, disfigured. So all of her teeth were like keys.
Oh god. Oh, that hurt me so bad. I don't know why teeth freak me out like that.
Yeah.
Like, it just, like, when breaking teeth freaks me out.
It's a lot of teeth stuff going on here.
No, I'm good. I'm good on that. Ay.
30 days after leaving Japan and defeating many of Dio's assassins, the Joestar group finally arrive in Egypt. They made it. They fucking made it.
Yeah, they did.
They did it. They're in Egypt. They've kind of made it to the boss area, you know. Jotaro and Joseph call and assure Suzy Q of their safety before continuing in their pursuit of Dio. Meanwhile, it seems that Dio has summoned 9 more stand users, and this actually leads us into the second arc of Stardust Crusaders called Battle in Egypt. So that's episodes 25 through 48.
Oh boy.
And that's Battle in Egypt, and that came out in 2015, January 10th, 2015. So, yeah, that's where we're at from there. We finally made it to Egypt. We are about to get a brand new Stardust Crusader in this next episode.
Oh, my boy!
Oh,
my boy.
Yeah. Episode 25, Iggy the Fool and Gebs Nadul, Part 1. So, God, try saying that 3 times fast.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I definitely am not gonna.
Well, Colton, you know who starts off this episode?
Who is that?
2 representatives from the Speedwagon Foundation.
I love that. Say it like that, please, every time. I'm gonna put echo.
am making a point to do so. Thank you, kindly.
I'm putting crazy echo under that next time.
Bring a stand user, Dog, by the name of Iggy, to Jotaro's group, whose stand the Fool controls sand.
And they're all surprised that the dog is a stand user, and I'm like, again, gorilla.
We had the monkey.
Stand user.
We had the baby.
We're very much under the assertion that anything can be a stand user, guys. Come on now.
We had the gun. Could we please get it together? Could we get with the program, please?
Nothing is sacred.
Nothing is sacred.
Come on, and because it's a dog in JoJo, obviously. Oh no! I'm just saying. Obviously, it's a problem, and nobody likes it.
Right. Absolutely. Joseph is also informed of Holly's situation, learning from the representatives from the Foundation that she only has 2 weeks left to live.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Can you imagine being in Egypt knowing your mom is in Japan and having 2 weeks for her to live? Jotaro, man, it must have been so tough.
Yeah, I mean, for all the pomp and circumstance that Jotaro gives out, man does love his mom, and that had to be tough. But it also just goes to show the testament of his resolve and just what a heroic character he is. Because even though that this was the case, he's still there. He's there's no other option for us.
Right.
We just have to keep going.
I mean, also, I don't understand. I mean, I get it. It's got to have, a noble cause. Save Holly, save Jotaro's mom, save Joseph's daughter. Why exactly did Holly's stand not manifest? She literally is Joseph Joestar's daughter. She's Jonathan Joestar's great-granddaughter. It's not that far. Is there literally any reason? Holly was robbed.
I don't know.
2021, Holly was robbed.
Yeah, imagine Holly had the better version of Hermit Purple.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. I mean, I don't even know if they make it through the whole tarot, but I mean, either way, if she had something cool, Ace of swords or something sick.
Ace of base.
Ace of base. Yeah, that's right. A water-based stand named Geb emerges from the canteen used by the Speedwagon Foundation representatives and kills the 2 of them. Jotaro.
Oh, this was fucking cool. I love this stand.
A water-based.
Oh god, it was
water-based.
Whew. In the desert.
Yeah.
In the desert. That's so good.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, you can really and it has the ability to move through the desert, which water tends to dry up when it moves through hot sand, but not this thing.
Yeah.
Not this thing. Jotaro's group attempt to hide from Geb, only for it to travel through the sand and surprise them, injuring Kakyoin's eyes. This is the famous Kakyoin's eyes thing. The group hide in their car when they realize Nadul, the stand user they cannot see, is using sound to find them. Geb pulls the car into the sand to kill the group, but Iggy, sensing the attack and Nadul's position 4 kilometers away, flees the car using his stand, the Fool. So, you say, oh, it's cool for water to be used in a desert? Let's talk Iggy. Let's talk Iggy, bro. That man...
Yeah, let's talk Iggy.
That... Sand? Right now? Where we are right now. OP. You've got to be kidding me.
Well, that's why we find out. I think that's why Iggy is set up in this situation, because we just see how fucking crazy Iggy's stand actually is.
Yeah. I just see whoever's involved with Rodrigo Speedwagon behind the desk, like going like
Rodrigo
going like, "Hey, sir, how should we help the Stardust Crusaders?" He's like, "Where are they?" "Egypt, sir." "Send the sand dog." Iggy, the sand dog. Come on, let's go. What do you?
You mean the one that hasn't listened to anything we've ever said to it?
I don't pay you to think. Let's go.
What, do you pay me to save the Earth? Because I don't think that's what we're doing, sir.
Exactly. Iggy, sensing the attack and Nadul's position 4 kilometers away, flees the car, breeding us into Iggy the Fool and Geb's Nadul Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Avdol attempts to set up a trap for Geb, but Nadul figures it out at the last second. Geb avoids the attack from Magician's Red and injures Avdol. Like, when that happened, I was like, don't.
No.
Don't you do it.
No, I'm like, we fucking just got him back. Well, don't you do it.
Yeah, 100%. Realizing that Iggy can detect Nadul's attack, Jotaro coerces him into summoning the Fool, which can collide. Jotaro hitches a ride against Iggy's wishes so that they can head towards Nadul to stop him from attacking. So, Iggy ran away knowing that the stand would likely stay and attack the others, but then it starts to fly and Jotaro's like, nah, we're doing this together.
No, this is it. This is happening.
Yeah. Both Iggy's stubbornness and Nadul's cunning put Jotaro at risk, and Star Platinum grabs Iggy and throws him into Nadul's direction, forcing Iggy to protect himself with the Fool while also creating a distraction long enough for Star Platinum to injure Nadul. So, yeah, like, as soon as... So, it worked to the point where Iggy wouldn't climb, like, he wouldn't fly correctly with Jotaro.
Yeah.
And he kept, like, falling, and so when he pushed off with his foot to get them back up in the air, Nadul figured out where they were. Oh, God, it's such a cool... such a great show. Nadul commits suicide through the use of Gep, so he cannot be interrogated over Dio's plans. So...
Oh, yeah, he straight up uses his stand to kill himself, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you don't really see many stand users retiring themselves like that. Like...
No, not at all.
Wild. Elsewhere, a traveling manga artist asks to see a young man's comic book titled The Oingo Boingo Brothers Adventure.
Oh, baby!
And discovers its odd contents, but is instead scared off by Boingo's older brother, Oingo. The brothers prepare to head off to Aswan to confront Jotaro's group, but decide to wait for the next bus, as it is revealed that Boingo's comic book has predicted the future. So, the Oingo Boingo brothers.
I love them.
So good. Good.
I love them. I mean, God, are they fucking goofy, but, like, the manga stand was such an interesting thing. The predictive manga stand was super cool.
Yeah.
I loved that shit.
There's actually a very wild theory about the manga stand in the actual JoJo's manga that you and anybody else that's interested in should look up. But due to a sensitive topic, I will not discuss it. Episode 27, Knum's Oingo and Toth's Boingo, otherwise known as the Oingo Boingo brothers.
Bless you.
Knum. It's Khnum, so Noom or Knum, not quite sure. Either way, as the Joestar group arrive in Aswan to get Kakyoin and Avdol into the hospital, they are targeted by Dio's assassins. Oingo, whose stand Knum, changes his face, and Boingo, whose stand Toth, is a comic book who predicts the future.
Again, another stand user that can manipulate itself to deceive.
Yeah.
Like, that seems to be Dio's whole thing.
And they're not even good at it.
No.
They're not even
no,
good
God,
at
no.
it.
Imagine trying to, like, pretend to be Jotaro and not knowing who the fuck Jotaro is. Like, I always think about that. Like... Do you know in like those movies where they're like, oh, we're just gonna get a bunch of guard outfits and we're gonna go and pretend to be the guards. How do you know what they're like? Like, you know what I mean?
Fact.
Oh God.
It's always the problem with an undercover. Is getting fucking figured out. Like, it's not good. Like, it's really risky. And
it's so funny. I love the way that because they know. They absolutely know. Like, it just, I love that. Do we get to that part yet?
Not quite.
Okay. All right, let's get there because I really want to talk about this episode. It makes me laugh.
As the Joestar group, never mind. Toth predicts that Jotaro, Joseph, and Polnareff will drink poisoned tea. Oingo, as a result, poisons the group's tea, but as they drink it, the group spits it out after Iggy causes a commotion. Toth then predicts that Oingo will rob a man, and that Jotaro's head will be split in two by a bomb Oingo planted that looks like an orange when he heads to the hospital. Which is, let me just roll that one back. Toth predicts that Oingo will rob a man, and that Jotaro's head will be split in two by a bomb Oingo planted that looks like an orange when he heads to the hospital.
I mean,
mine for anything there.
I just the orange bomb is extremely specific.
It is.
Like, it's very, very specific, and there has to be some kind of joke there. There's got to be, because why else would that exist?
Mm-hmm. Yep, it is for a single joke. Oingo robs the man and plants the bomb in the group's car, but is forced to disguise himself as Jotaro when caught off guard by the return of Joseph and Polnareff.
Why'd you say it like that?
Jotaro, yeah. I just had to put a little mustard on it. Jotaro having headed to the hospital before them. Oingo rides in the car with Joseph and Polnareff.
Yeah, this is good. This is some good shit.
So he soon realizes that while disguised as Jotaro and with the bomb in the back seat, he is instead meant to be the bomb's victim. So it said that Jotaro's head is going to be split in two by a bomb planted that looks like an orange, right? So he's just like, oh, yeah, fuck, I'm the Jotaro. It's me. So, but you please talk about the car scene because it's incredible.
Oh man. They know that this is not Jotaro. Like, they 100% understand that immediately. So they're just fucking with him at every pass. They make him swallow, like, they're like, oh, can you, Jotaro, do that trick where you can swallow a lit cigarette or something like that. And then he's just like, oh, cool. Do it again, but with like 10 at a time.
It's like 5 or something. Yeah, no, it's so good.
Yeah.
That's so
Polnareff and, like, they're just both laughing like crazy. And Jotaro's just like,
yeah.
And he's just like, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah. To his credit, he does it. Like, to his credit, he does the thing.
The two of them knowing full well that Jotaro would never fucking do that.
Never would be pushed
Ever.
around by them. They would have already gotten. They would have already been in the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Oingo escapes the car in order to change back. Polnareff discards the bomb, thinking it is just a regular orange. Oingo steps on it, wounding him. And it's like out of commission wounding him. It's not like I'll be back in a few weeks. It's like hey boy.
Literally head split open.
Yeah.
Like
the prediction said, his head is split in two, right? So you're not coming back from that. Boingo is hospitalized by some thugs hired by the man that Oingo robbed earlier. So Boingo is smaller than Oingo is. And he's like a child, but these guys just fucking give him the business and just beat the shit out of him. So
I mean, this is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Nobody is fucking safe.
No one. And this is a rare occasion of like the human element getting involved here in these events.
Yeah.
Like, it's just some people that were pissed off that Oingo robbed them. Like, you know, like, it's not stand users. It's just regular ass thugs, man, you know? So, and I love this episode because it has a different ending. Like, the Oingo Boingo brothers have, like, their own song. And, like, it's, like, the manga that, like, Toth makes is so strangely drawn, and there's, like, a whole ending sequence of the do you remember that, or am I like going crazy?
No, you're remembering that, right? And they have a whole song and they have this whole thing. I like it a lot. God, are they drawn weird?
Yeah, it's creepy to watch for sure. And
yeah,
you can tell that, I don't know if Iraqi does that illustration as well, but like you could tell that Iraqi could have an entire series drawn like that. And like,
yeah, you know what?
No,
though?
thank you. Like, I'm
just,
good.
It feels wrong to look at.
It does.
You know what I mean?
It does.
Like, I feel like I'm not supposed to. It's like the uncanny valley almost. It feels like I'm just not supposed to be seeing this with my eyes.
Yeah. And so that is actually where we're going to wrap up tonight, leaving the Joestar group, you know, close to finishing their journey. Only about 20 episodes left. And now they're in Egypt. They finally found their way to where they were headed to go the first time.
Fuck yeah, man.
So at this point, I guess I'll check back in because I checked in the first time. I guess at this point in Stardust Crusaders, like, you know, you said it earlier, like, you got Jojo at this point. Like,
yeah, I completely understood Jojo. I totally understood what was happening here, and at the same time was totally fucking lost at every single point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, whatever, you know, I'm just gonna watch it. And God, I love this show. You know, it isn't me though. This particular season, like I said it with the Oingo Boingo comic manga, that there's a lot of things in this season that I was like, they're going a little far with some of this shit. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, I don't even want to point to specific details because it feels wrong to say, but like, I get the dog thing, but like they did that like a lot.
I did that a lot,
season.
yeah. And
they did that a lot.
The guy who called that wanted to read Boingo's comic, it predicts his like death by being like impaled on a telephone pole, and then it comes to life, and like you see it happen, and I'm like, oh my god, Jesus,
yeah,
that's quite enough, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Jojo is like very, very, very gory, and it
can go there.
I kind of love it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love it.
Like a good bit of gore, yeah. Yeah,
absolutely.
Sure. I mean, I feel like
I
parts 1 and 2
it.
were a little afraid to go there, so, you know, good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to get into my favorite set of episodes next time we do JoJo. I was about to say next week. I don't know if we're doing next week. But,
we can.
Yeah, right? I would love that. I would love Rain to just hop in for that last JoJo episode, because I think it would be hilarious to just kind of see what are you guys talking about? I just want their reaction from us explaining it. I think that'd be hilarious. Right.
We just like stop
But-
every so often. It's like, so what do you think the next plot point is?
Right?
Was your guess a magnet on the sleeve?
Was your guess that they wouldn't even remotely utilize their stands to their full potential?
My God. Yeah, no, they sure don't do that.
Oh God!
Right. So I love that, you know, this section of JoJo where we kind of move away from the tarot stands and start getting into the Egyptian god stands, because as you can tell, Geb and Toth and Khnum are all Egyptian gods.
Yes.
So
Yes, which is why we're getting into like the big bads, because this is like Dio's inner circle.
yeah, I can't imagine that there's so many people that like got sent out before the Oingo Boingo brothers. Like, how are these two higher on your company ladder than you? Like, you know, like, I don't understand. Like,
Maybe that's why Whole Horse is so mad.
I got those fucking brothers again.
I kind of get it. Like, if that's why Whole Horse is pissed off, yeah, I kind of get it.
Dio's like, child, can predict the future. I can use this.
Me, gun.
Exactly.
Oh,
Thank you all
ridiculous.
so much for joining us for another JoJo
Absolutely.
evening, another Bizzarre evening.
Before we go, I just wanted to throw a quick shout out really quick to a fan of the podcast, a TikTok page, actually. Hold on one second. Let me get their exact name.
Oh my God, this is so exciting.
Yeah, codex.sh said they're going to take a listen to the podcast because they made me a shirt, and I really, really appreciate it. It's a hilarious shirt. So they're actually a page that is run by an AI that is supposed to be a TikTok content creator, which I think is fucking awesome.
Oh my God.
And yeah, and they made me a shirt because they said one of the funniest fucking things in the TikTok I've ever heard in my life, where they're speed running like one of those crazy Minecraft running courses.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, I'm not here to beat this. Winning is for casuals. And I'm like, I need winning is for casuals on a shirt. And they replied like, bet. I'm like,
So
okay.
you got an AI to listen to our podcast. Is that what?
Absolutely.
Nice.
So I just wanted to shout them out. So this is going up. Whichever week this goes up, I just wanted to say thank you so much. The shirt is fucking awesome. And I will be wearing it for like almost every stream. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Fucking thank you, Codex. Cool stuff.
Absolutely.
And yeah, thank you all for joining us. And Zawado!
Ah!